These are my salt and vinegar onion rings, the most delicious bar snack. And I'm going to use boutique ale in the batter. Now first for the onions, this is just one classic brown onion. I've cut this 2 centimeters wide, and now just with your fingers carefully detach the ring so we get pieces. You don't want them to be too small because after we dunk it in the batter and then put in the hot oil, you want it to cook evenly and also crisp up on the outside. So that's why you do need a little bit of thickness. Now this beer batter that I'm going to make is fantastic with these onion rings, but it's also fantastic if you want to make fish and chips too. So get this all ready to go before you start the beer batter. The thing with the beer batter is doing it a la minute, so we keep all those bubbles in it so we get that crunchy finish. And then we'll get onto the beer batter. Some flour, this is just plain flour. I'll add a little bit of baking powder just to lighten the flour mixture. Just whisk that in with a pinch of salt to season it. And now we can add our beer. You want to leave it closed until the very last minute so we capture all of those bubbles. And then just very gently whisk in the beer. And it's okay if there's a few little lumps in there. I prefer there to be a few little lumps and you not overwork this mixture. So slowly adding it in, a little at a time, bringing in the sides of the flour and then adding a little bit more beer as we go. The consistency should be like thickened cream. We want this batter to stick to the onion rings, so a little bit more. It's always a good idea to use a lighter ale when you're making this beer batter. If you're using a dark ale, it's going to be too overpowering and the colour's not going to be nice. Okay, that is the perfect consistency. I've been preheating some oil. This is just vegetable oil. It's 180 degrees, which is the perfect temperature for frying. And now it's as simple as dunking in our onion rings, removing the excess, and then very carefully popping it in the hot oil. So now I'm going to cook the remaining onion rings. They're going to take about 1 minute each or until they're golden brown and really, really crunchy. Okay, these onion rings are looking fantastic. They can come out of the oil, and I like to put them on a rack. I find it much better than putting it on some paper toweling because they're going to stay crispy on the top and the bottom. And you know, the smell is incredible. It's a combination of caramelized onions and beer, so it's a win-win. So place them in one single layer so they dry out easier. And I'll get these last little crunchy bits out. And then just allow this oil to cool completely. You can strain it and you can reuse it for another purpose. And then this is my favourite part, which is seasoning these onion rings. A little bit of cayenne pepper, just a small amount over the top. And do this on the rack. A good pinch of salt. And then the vinegar component, well, I'm using malt vinegar. You can either brush these on or just use your fingers just to splash some of the vinegar on. You don't want too much because you want them to stay crunchy. And this is what makes them the perfect bar snack. You won't be able to stop at one of these onion rings. You'll have to keep eating them. I like to pile them up onto a plate. You don't need to serve them with any mayonnaise or anything. They are just perfect as is. And all those little crunchy bits, they can go on too. And there you have it. Crunchy goodness. I'm going to dig in. Stop it. That is seriously the crunchiest onion ring I've ever had. And of course, only appropriate to serve it with a good quality boutique beer. Oh yeah, that's good.